So I work with nearly 1,000 agency owners, some who are our private clients, some who are just in Iman Gaji's coaching program, and I speak to them on a weekly basis. And what I want to share in this video are the characteristics, the 5 habits that I've seen that allowed some agencies to grow faster than anyone else. And I'm talking some people going from 11,000 to over 250,000 per month in less than a year. And these are case studies that are literally on the YouTube here, versus the difference between others who barely make any progress. I mean, people who feel like, they're not growing as fast as they want, who feel like they should be a lot further than they are right now. And honestly, it's something I hear very often. So in this video, I'll be sharing the 5 habits of agency owners that allow them to make more progress than anyone else. So the first habit is having and reminding themselves of their purpose. And again, it sounds so woo. It's like, what are you even talking about? But I was on a coaching call in, again, Iman's program, and I have a lot of people who join because they joined those programs 1, 2, even 3 years ago. And some of them still actually haven't gotten the results that they want, whether it's 5K, 10K, 15K. And I constantly get asked the question of, Ethan, like, why are some people doing so well? Why are some people so far ahead, but I'm just not there yet? Like, why are these people growing so much faster than me? And honestly, when I hear this, I really do feel for them, because honestly, it's something I felt a lot myself when I was starting with the agency. I mean, you see all these people on YouTube, on Instagram, 14-year-old millionaire, all these things. It's like, it makes you feel like you're very behind. And again, I'm not coming onto this video to just like make you feel better and say you're not behind. The reality is you probably are behind. But the one thing I want to explain that I've seen with the agency owners who just grew consistently is that they had this purpose. A lot of these agency owners who join the calls and who aren't where they want to be, honestly, they're just not putting in the work consistently. And when I say putting the work in consistently, I don't just mean working. I mean working and getting feedback. And the reason why this inconsistency happens is they join a program like this because they know why they want to do it. They think about the benefits. Oh, they want to retire their mom. They want to get out of living with their parents. They want to make this money so they can give back to the family, give back to the community. And that gets them started and it gets them going for months. But then it gets difficult, and their outreach isn't getting replied to, and they're not closing deals, and they forget about it. They forget about the exact reasons on why they want to do this, right? And when you don't have reasons for doing the things you need to do, if you don't have a clear exact reason for why you need to do outreach today, you're just not going to do it, right? It's like, it's so much easier to just watch Instagram or YouTube or something like that. But the clients who I found or who I work with who got the fastest results, they kept that purpose top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. I remember one time I have a client who I was on a sales call with when I was still taking the calls, and they were saying that the reason why they need to make 10K a month, the reason why they need to go from 1K to 10K was because they are the sole provider for their mother. They don't have a father, they just have a mother, and he's the sole provider for her. And she just got into an accident 2 weeks before, and he could just barely afford to pay for those bills. And he was saying, like, if that happens again, if something happens to his mother again, he cannot pay and no one else can pay. So you can imagine, it's like if you're a man, if you're a male, if you're anyone and you're taking care of your mother who's currently sick and in the hospital, you're going to have the motivation. And you know what? He scaled to around 9,000 in 30 days. Once he got to the 9,000, he got to 25,000 the next 2 months after being at 1K for the last 12 months. And in 3 months, he 25x that. So this is what I mean. And every single time he joined the call, he would mention something slightly to the degree of mentioning this outcome. It's like, yeah, I need to get the results up. The bulls might come up soon. Like, I could just hear that that's top of mind. So again, if you're in the situation where you may get demotivated, or you may feel like, you have the big goals, but you're not working towards it, I would ask you, why are you doing this? And if you can't give an answer that is emotionally, you feel it, it's not there yet. And honestly, what I would do is I would sit down. This is honestly one of the highest leverage things you could do. Sit down and really think about, why are you doing this? What is the outcome? What happens if you don't do this? Because if you don't have this reason, you're just not going to work as hard and not be as dedicated as everyone else. Now, point number 2 is removing yourself as quickly as possible. Now, what do I mean by this? I was on a call yesterday with a potential client. He was asking, I was showing him some case studies, and he was like, okay, how did this person add an extra 40K in 6 months, but this other person add an extra 120,000 a month in those same months? And I was honestly saying, they're both very motivated, they're both very hungry, but the difference between the one who added 140,000 a month versus the one who added 40,000, these are our clients, is because the first one removed himself quicker. As soon as he got cash flow in, he used that cash flow to hire someone on delivery. As soon as he got more, he hired someone on the client support. More cash flow, hired someone on the setting side. More cash flow, hired someone on the sales side. And eventually he wasn't doing anything in the business. So when he signed a new client, the client success manager would do it. To actually take the call, his sales rep did that. To onboard them and get results, his media buyer did that. He did nothing. So his only goal was, how can I get as many leads into the business as possible? And because his team just took care of it, it could just scale up. And that's how he was able to grow so quick. So when you start signing clients for the agency, which honestly is the easy part, the first thing that I would put that money into, instead of buying like a Rolex or a trip to Thailand or something like that, is honestly just building the team. Honestly, for $1,000, $2,000 a month, you can have someone on your team who can handle all of your client support, all of your admin, all of your inboxes, all of the admin tasks in your business can be completely taken care of, just for $1,000 a month. So that honestly has more leverage than anything else. So if you're in the spot now where you have clients and you're not growing consistently month over month, I would ask you, what tasks are you doing and what could you potentially give off? And the quicker you can do that, the quicker you will grow. Now, the third point is compressing time. So all of the people who I know who are the most successful, I'm talking people making 7 figures, 8 figures, some up to 9 figures, they compress time wherever possible. And what do I mean by this? So there was a point where I was boxing for around 18 months straight, right? For the first 3 months, I had a coach, but then from there I moved and I just never got back into the one-on-one coaching. And it was just me training by myself. And honestly, I was doing fine. I thought I was doing great. There was no problems. And after that period, I was thinking, I actually just need to get some more support. I feel like I could be a lot better. And the first session that I had was someone who is one of the best in South Africa. I had a session with him. I got corrected on like 18 different things, right? In one session. All of this, which I didn't even notice the entire time, 15 months I was training by myself. And it's purely because this is the power of feedback. This is the power of compressing time. He's been training for the last 15 years, getting feedback from his coaches, learning, getting better, fighting in these competitions, all this stuff. And in one session, I get to take all those 15 years and get it into one session. Now, this, you can do the exact same in the agency. Instead of trying to figure out how to book meetings or close deals, all of this, you can just get what works from day one. This is what I say to all the clients. It's like, stop trying to figure things out. Just copy the thing that's working right now. We're literally testing it for you. So yes, you can get this from, let's say, reading books. You can get this from courses, and courses are probably one of the best ways to do it. But honestly, what's the highest level of this is personalized feedback. What you need is someone to be able to, who's done what you want to do, who has a proven system, who's seen it 300, 400, 500 times, to just look at what you're currently doing and give you what's working. Yes, the course is good, but if someone's just looking at your input specifically and giving feedback, it's the easiest way to do it. This is why I tell people, join our free community, because we have a call every Thursday where I'm hosting the call and I can just tell you what to say in the outreach, what to say on the call, what to do in delivery. It's so easy, right? The same with joining like Eman's coaching calls or joining the coaching calls inside the private clients. It's like, just let someone tell you what to do. I do this myself. I'm constantly paying for things where they can just look at what I'm doing and tell me what to do differently. Now, the fourth point is state management. So this one sounds very non-related to what we're talking about. But when you're running an agency, you can imagine you're dealing with a lot of things. Clients, team members, vendors, outside of business, family, personal life, all these other things. And what happens is your state changes, right? You can imagine if you, like first thing in the morning, you just wake up and immediately you're in an argument with one of your team members over some small thing, and you're just so angry and so annoyed and so upset, and you just feel terrible. If you don't manage your state, that is just going to carry through for the rest of your day, right? There's a lot of people who say, oh, I just had such a bad day today. It's like, no, you had a bad thing happen and you just let that become your day. So the most skilled people I know, whenever something bad happens to them, they can have that happen, but they don't let it affect anything else in the day. So there was a point where I was running the agency and I was crushing it on sales calls. Like I was doing really, really well. And honestly, every day when I felt good, I was crushing, I was closing. But then I remember a day specifically where I just had a really bad morning. Like I just woke up and I just felt so annoyed with everything. And that entire day was my worst sales day. And I'm wondering, like, What has changed between yesterday, where I'm closing 2 deals, 10,000 upfront, versus today? Easier calls, easier prospects, the same process, but I'm not closing. It's like I was just in a really bad state. So what I recommend honestly, I recommend it for everyone, to be honest. But before any call that you take, you actually just need to get yourself in a positive state. And what that looks like is meditating, breathing deeply for at least 2 to 3 minutes. It sounds so woo-woo. I was saying this in the sales video as well. But what I do with every call is I take 6 deep breaths. I release any sort of tension or any sort of anxiety or anything like that, get as calm as possible, and set the intention for the call. You do this for client calls, you do this for team calls, you do this for sales calls. And honestly, imagine before every single client call, you were calm, you were relaxed, you felt good, you felt grateful, and also you set your intentions of how can I provide the most value? How can I help them as much as humanly possible? Imagine what you're going to be saying on that call. Imagine how you're going to be coming up. And obviously in the moment, it's like, okay, the client likes you more, they get more value, they appreciate it. But think about it logically. The retention's going to be longer. You're going to close more deals. You're going to book more calls. You're going to get more case studies. You're going to get more testimonials, all from just being more present. So honestly, before any call or any interaction, I'd recommend doing this. And the 5th strategy, which is more of a tactical one, but the agency owners, with the clients that we work with now, the ones who I see sign the most clients and who make the most progress the fastest, they leverage sales energy. Now, what do I mean by that? When you're speaking to a prospect, right, imagine that there is 100 units of energy that needs to be given to the prospect for them to buy, right? If they reach 100, they buy. If they're at 0, they don't trust you at all. They don't even know who you are. And the way that you can give the sales energy is, yes, on a sales call, conduct it well, ask the right questions, pitch, handle the objections, all of that. Or in your content, you can explain what you do. You can explain how it works. You can handle the questions. You can handle the objections, all without even speaking to them. So the clients that I see who grow the fastest, they start with things like outbound. They use LinkedIn, they use Instagram, they use Facebook. They reach out manually, they get them on a call, they close them. But as soon as they start doing that, as soon as they start delivering for their clients and getting the good results, they document what they do to do that. They make YouTube videos, they make LinkedIn content, they post it, and they share it with every client before the call takes place. So because of that, instead of saying the same things over and over, they just let the content do that. Instead of handling the same objections, they let the content do that. And because of this, they can spend less time on sales calls, less time on follow-ups. The prospects trust them more, but they get the same outcome. So the quicker, once you've started signing clients, the quicker you can start creating the long-form videos that explain what you do and how it works, the easier it'll be to grow and sign clients. And this is something that compounds. So you can imagine the more you put out, the more followers you get, the more content you have, the easier it just becomes to grow the agency long-term.